Hello, everybody, and welcome to Fantasy Football by Ben. Today I'm going to be making 5 bold predictions for Week 7. So, how I'm going to explain this is basically I make a prediction, or make 5 predictions, and then I'm going to see how well I do the next week. I'm going to look at it on next week, and then I'm going to make 5 more bold predictions of different predictions for the next week. And I'm going to reflect on it and see how well I did. But I'm going to do it by position. So I'm going to do quarterback. So I'm going to make a quarterback prediction and then have their stats and then reasons why I'm making this bold prediction. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the running back, wide receiver, tight end, and defense. And we're going to see how it goes. Let's get started. So let's start off with my first quarterback prediction. Justin Herbert. He's been having great weeks the last couple weeks. In Week 7, Justin Herbert is playing against Jacksonville. Jacksonville is giving up 19.84 fantasy points per game to quarterbacks. Herbert has been averaging 21.8 fantasy points per game. In Week 7, Justin Herbert will finish as a top 5 quarterback. Herbert has been getting better almost every week. He has faced against good defense the last 2 weeks, Tampa Bay and New Orleans, and his average against those defenses were 25.18 points, which is a top 10 QB. But I think he'll hit that top 5 mark this week. My prediction is he'll throw over 350 passing yards and 4 touchdowns and run the ground for over 20 yards. He hasn't done that this year yet, but he will this week. Bold prediction number 2. Here we go. So the second prediction is the running back. My running back this week for my bold prediction is DAndre Swift. DAndre Swift is coming off the biggest game of the season. Yes, it was against the Jaguars, but you can't take away the fact that he had one less touch on the ground than Adrian Peterson. My bold prediction is that Swift will go over 20 points in 2 weeks in a row. He was playing on 30% of the snaps this year on average. In the last 2 games, he's played on 38% of the snaps, and that's his 2 highest scoring fantasy weeks. I would expect that to go up at least a little bit the following week. And I expect him to get 20 plus touches this game. I would expect him to get a solid 20 points. My prediction is 15 carries for over 100 total yards and 1 touchdown with at least 6 catches. Falcons defense has been bad, horrendous. And they do get up in the games by a lot sometimes. Not against Seattle, but other than that, they've been ahead in all of their games. And Green Bay. They haven't been ahead in Green Bay. They have been ahead in all of their games other than that, and they've blown them all except for 1. I don't think the Falcons can keep a lead. The Falcons look awful, and DAndre Swift is the third down back. And, I mean, if you're playing from behind, you're going to have your third down back, your receiver, in the game the whole time, and I think DAndre Swift will get 20 plus touches. He might even catch more than 6 balls, and it wouldn't shock me. I think he's bound to get 20 plus touches this week. Bold prediction number 3. See, this one's tough because you haven't seen this guy play in 5 weeks. I haven't seen this guy play in 5 weeks. He's in practice punching his teammates. He's tweeting out things that people just don't understand, including myself. Owners of him have been trying to trade him because his name is so valuable in itself. I'm talking about Can't Guard. Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas has been so good over the past, since he's been in the league, 4 years. Michael Thomas last year saw 12 targets in 8 of the 16 games he played. And people are just letting him fly under the radar because he's missed 5 straight weeks, including a bye. But Michael Thomas is going to be the leading scorer in fantasy football this week. That is my bold prediction. My prediction for statistics is that he'll get over 150 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns. Justin Jefferson was the wide receiver 1 last week, had 166 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns. Michael Thomas will get that. Michael Thomas is flying under people's radar because he hasn't played for the last 5 weeks, so nobody really knows what's going to happen. That's Drew Brees' favorite target. Reliable. This is the reason why Michael Thomas will be the leading scorer in fantasy football for wide receivers in Week 7. Coming in at number 4, we got a guy coming off a decent game, and I think next week, against a tough opponent, Tyler Higbee is going to do well. He's going up against the Chicago Bears, who haven't been great against the tight end this year, but they have been decent, and they are a good defense. I think that he will have a get-right game. After he had the 3-touchdown game, he hasn't done anything since, and people are hesitant to start him or whatever. I think this game he will finish as a top 5 tight end this week. And I'm predicting over 100 receiving yards and a touchdown. And Tyler Higbee has not gone over 100 this year yet, but I'm sure he will. I'm hoping. That's my prediction. I'm sticking to it. Prediction number 5. Alright, so 5 is the defense, and it's going to be, like the bold prediction is going to be like, hold a running back like Dalvin Cook under like 50 yards, which is sort of bold, but it's not really super bold, but hold a quarterback under 200 passing yards and a touchdown kind of thing, or it's going to be like hold a wide receiver under a certain amount of yards when they're averaging over a lot, like when the Packers shut down Calvin Ridley. It would be like that. Like if I predicted like Calvin Ridley would go for 0 receptions for 0 yards on 5 targets, kind of like that. That's bold. Nobody's expecting Calvin Ridley to be shut down. Well, so my prediction this week is that the Eagles defense, they play on Thursday night against the Giants, will be the highest scoring defense this week. I predict that they will get at least 1 fumble and a pick 6. That part is why it's bold. And I think that it could come true. Daniel Jones has not been great this year. He's thrown a lot of interceptions. He fumbled the most last year. I'm feeling pretty confident about this one. That's why I'm picking the Eagles defense. Thank you for listening and watching. Hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow. I'm doing my running back and quarterback rankings. And then also don't forget to follow me on Twitter @FantasyByBen. I'll be posting my rankings from my quarterback, running back, wide receiver, and tight end on there. So don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Like and subscribe. Hit the little bell for the notifications. Thank you. Have a great day. Peace.